Hello, it's Pastor Rick here again from Covenant Life Church, ready for part two as we go through the message from last Sunday about my family, your family, our families are not cursed. God is not in the cursing business. And we started by reading through Exodus chapter 34, verses 6 through, I believe it was 7. We just kind of read through that, went over the context. Now I want to go through it a little bit line by line, and let's see what's actually going on here. And again, I'm in the New Living Translation here, but Exodus 34, 6 through 7. Says the Lord passed in front of Moses, calling out, and then it says Yahweh, the Lord, exclamation points. I can almost hear the frustration in his voice. I can almost hear the desperation in his voice. He's speaking. He's identifying himself to Moses. Now he's speaking directly to Moses, but really he's addressing all his people. And again, if you had a chance to catch the God Who series or the message on the Exodus, we went line by line through what actually happened as they made that covenant, that agreement, we see that God's people backed off from him, that they actually said, we don't want to have the Lord speak to us. They actually said, Moses, we want you to speak to the Lord. You bring from him what we need to do and we'll do it. And so that was not the way God wanted things, but yet that's where he found himself with his people. And so as he's trying to speak to all his people, having to do it through Moses, he's addressing them in the desperation in his voice. And he's saying that I'm the God of compassion and mercy. That's where he starts. He doesn't start off by saying, I'm angry at you guys. I'm angry at the people. They're already in rebellion. I'm the God of justice, of anger, and I'm going to get you. That's not what he's saying. That's not where he's starting. He's starting with, I am the God of compassion and mercy. I am slow to anger and filled with unfailing love and faithfulness. That's how he starts. Basically saying, Moses, get this right. Tell my people, this is who I am. It's not who you or my people think I am, full of judgment and wrath. Yes, the Lord, as part of perfect love, has to be in charge and make sure perfect justice is part of that. There's those things that only he can balance. But he's telling them, this is who I am, unfailing love. I wish you guys could see it. I wish you guys would understand that tone coming from me when I'm speaking to you. It's pretty similar to how a lot of us will mirror our feelings, our emotions, and add tone to the written word or the third-party word delivered to us from somebody else. You ever had a text communication going back and forth and you were having a bad day, and so the words came to you from somebody else, and you imparted your feelings and your tone to what they were saying and totally misunderstood what they were trying to get across. And pretty soon you've got a conflict on your hands. Well, the same thing was happening here, and we should not assume that God is feeling and reacting the same way we would if we were God. So this is something we really need to understand as we start to go through these verses here and see what was really happening, what God was really trying to say. Make sure we're looking through the looking glass of who God actually is, not who we think he is based on how we would act and how we would react if we were God and our people were in rebellion like that. So with that, that's part two of our review of last Sunday's service. I hope you'll turn in for part 3 here coming up pretty soon. Again, this is Pastor Rick from Covenant Life Church, the church on the hill right next to River Valley Middle School, right here in Jeffersonville, Indiana, on Veterans Parkway. If you're not part of a great church already, I hope you'll join us one Sunday morning at 10:30. We'd love to have you and hope to see you then. We'll see you here pretty soon for part 3.